Toll robber!
It finally happened. Licensed shovelware has debuted in Game Over Hell. If you were around in the 90s, you might remember how Disney would make completely unnecessary sequels to their best animated movies. Something they definitely don't do anymore. But as this game shows, even fans of video games weren't safe from their lackluster sequelization. Oh, and while you're at it, you'll notice the copyright in the title says Touchstone, not Disney. I'll put a link in the description to a very well-made video explaining the history of Touchstone if you want more information. But basically, it's just Disney masqueraded as something else. Since Disney is very anal about music copyright, I'll have to play different but equally appropriate music over gameplay footage when I'm not talking over it. Anyway, the three weird kids named after rifle parts somehow bring Oogie Boogie back. Now he wants to be king of all 7 holidays. That's right, there are only 7 holidays. The rest of the planet Earth can take their national holidays and shove it. Our protagonist, Jack Spooky Skeleton, returns for a long trip doing absolutely nothing somewhere else to see Halloween Town in trouble, with monsters showing up everywhere. Using the soul rubber that Dr. Finkelstein made for him, he needs to fight hordes of skeletons, ghosts, and pumpkin-headed enemies, help the citizens of Halloween Town, and stop Oogie's schemes. Did you think this engine looked familiar yet? Well, it's because Capcom was involved in the development, and you must have guessed this is basically Devil May Cry Lite. I say light to put this nicely. The running speed, camera, font, soul, currencies, and templates of the combat are all here, but nothing is executed half as good as the source. Jack's variety of attacks is very limited. Even after you unlock his 2 transformations, the fights are so frequent you will quickly get tired of the few moves you have. You can mash square for a normal combo, spin the analog stick and mash square to do a ballerina move, or press triangle to grab objects. You can grab weapons dropped by enemies as well, or throw enemies into other enemies. There is no jump button, which is incredibly stupid, but the circle button lets Jack do a dodge move, which doesn't work half the time. You will see yourself using the same 1 or 2 tricks in almost every fight, with the most useful being the spinning move. Enemies drop souls, which you spend to buy upgrades and other good stuff, but the souls disappear in like 2 seconds, which isn't enough time to run and grab them. You're supposed to use the soul rubber to pull them closer, but the aim in this game is terrible, so end up spamming the spinning move to drag everything towards you. You're going to spam this attack again and again and again. This dodge move is supposed to work as a half-assed jump in some very specific situations, but overall doesn't cut it. In spite of this, the game has a lot of platforming in the second half. Jack is very slow to change from one movement to another, in and out of combat, and he has a weird momentum to everything he does, like he's constantly moving through mud and over ice at the same time. This causes you to get hit and have your own attacks interrupted before they can connect very often, and you slip off ledges into your death, respawning in some really inconvenient spot. This game has good parts. The presentation is very good, voice acting is well done, cinematography is decent, and the music is what any fans of the original movie would expect, in spite of original composer Danny Elfman not being directly involved. The combat, while repetitive, extremely tiring, and shallow, is functioning. If, like me, you get tired of it by chapter 7, just change the difficulty to easy. Enemies are huge damage sponges if you don't. It makes the very frequent encounters less annoying, so you can focus more on slowly running around horribly confusing layouts trying to find whatever the hell the game wants you to find. Remember in my Lament of Innocence review how I complained you had to constantly bring up the map to make sure you're running in the right direction? It's even worse here because they try to be cute with the map, which makes it more useless. And the UI response is bad, so opening and closing the map or inventory comes with a significant delay every time. I get that this is what the world of Halloween Town is supposed to look like, but up until the last couple hours of the game, everything looks very uniform and samey. And they have the audacity to force you to revisit areas over and over again across chapters. There are way more chapters than there are different areas. It gets ridiculous when in one chapter the game wants you to climb a tower that takes almost a whole minute to climb, then run down and out of the tower, then climb it up again, then run down once more. This kind of shit happens often, and it's worse than if you hate yourself and want to be a completionist.
3, 2, 1.
You know, I really liked the movie last time I saw it, and the score was great. This game will make you hate the songs because every battle features versions of the movie songs but with worse singing and changed lyrics. The singing is so loud it overpowers the entire experience. They loop over and over until you finish the fight. In normal encounters it's not so bad, but in boss fights you will probably hear it loop 3 or 4 times and it becomes the world's most irritating earworm. They must have been so proud of butchering the movie songs, because every boss fight features a rhythm minigame that starts when you collect enough musical notes. You can kill bosses by just attacking them, which makes them drop notes, but on normal difficulty or higher, the damage is too low to be worth it. They wanted to do well with the minigames to do worthwhile damage. And I admit, this might be the best part of the experience. I know this game has its fans, but I'm sorry, it's just not good. At least not in 2024. It features all the great staples of the kind of licensed game I hate. An interesting original script that rehashes key scenes of the source in worse context, lack of gameplay polish, and design decisions that seem intentionally made to waste your time. You can slap that Capcom logo in my face as many times as you want. A version of Devil May Cry's combat that strips itself off of the good parts of it isn't fun to experience more than a dozen times. And when you're not fighting anything, it's giving you tedious fetch quests across oversized confusing maps or slow and precise platforming involving Soul Robber grappling. Get used to hearing Jack repeat "Soul Robber" loud and clear 1,000 times over the course of your playthrough. It doesn't get annoying at all.
Soul Robber! Soul Robber! Soul Robber! Soul Robber!
Tousei was commissioned to help with the development of this game, and I'm convinced this was done so Capcom wouldn't need to take focus away from the projects they actually cared about. If I'm wrong, then I guess Capcom made a licensed game in 2004 and it kinda sucked. So why am I talking about this game? This game was recommended to me because I enjoyed Lament of Innocence. Since I picked it up and started, I felt compelled to finish and review it. Who is this for anyway? I guess for Nightmare Before Christmas superfans who don't mind mediocre gameplay as long as it features their favorite badget keychain merchandise mascot. So do I recommend Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge? No, I don't. Thanks for watching and happy Halloween!